Hello! Welcome to another vlog. It's been a minute since the last time I recorded one, so I thought it's about time I do another one because I got a lot of messages that you've been enjoying my vlogs, which I really appreciate. So this is gonna be a weekly vlog. I'm gonna be showing you all the details about my typical week. A little disclaimer, my life is not super interesting. I'm not a usual influencer. I definitely don't consider myself an influencer. I'm just like a normal woman who owns a business and works most of her time. I'll be bringing you along for some fun activities for sure as well. I thought I could update you regarding my morning routine because I figured that the last time I told you about my morning routine was in a vlog 2 years ago or so. So a lot has changed since then, of course. I usually wake up between 6 to 7 a.m. Today I woke up at 7:15, which is quite late for me, so I feel so energized and it feels amazing because recently I haven't been sleeping so well. I actually even got some supplements which I will be testing, but every night that I get a lot of sleep in is an amazing night, and I feel like those days when I'm well rested are just totally different from other days and everything's going well and I feel super optimistic and everything. So this is gonna be one of those days. So I woke up at 7:15. I, of course, took my dogs to the garden where I left them, and I went back upstairs and I immediately headed to my favorite part of the morning, the red light therapy. It's for 10 minutes, and when I'm there, I'm just like talking to my friends and I'm listening to their voice messages, and it's probably my most favorite activity from the morning. Then I pick up the dogs and I start my skincare routine. After the proper skincare, I put on a really simple makeup. I always only use eyeshadows, an eyeliner, mascara, and that's it. And then I make breakfast for my husband, and then I make breakfast for myself. I have been eating the same thing for like 2 years now, and it's quark with seeds, with cocoa, with a pancake from Lidl. I just love their pancakes, and if you heat it up in a microwave, it's so yummy. I swear to God, it's the best thing ever. And to be honest, I cannot imagine my breakfast without it. And then I got to work today later than usual. I usually start working at around 8:30. Well, some days I already have to start working at 8 because I have some lessons with my students and they cannot have the lesson any later, so I usually have to wake up a bit earlier for that, but that was not today. Today I had a call with Jana, an amazing lady who helps me with all the technical background of my business, with the website, with the emailing, funnels and all of that. So we had sort of an Q&A and strategical call, which I really enjoyed because I have so many ideas now. I'm hopeful about certain things because, like, I don't mean to only show you the highlights of my life and business, but like some things last year really went to shit, and I hope we can fix that because I'm just not ready to take that fall yet. And that's probably gonna be enough for today because tomorrow I'm heading to Prague, so I won't be able to work as much as I work when I'm at home all day. So I will be trying to do as much work as possible so that I can relax and chill tomorrow. And one more thing, you might be wondering what a terrible room I'm in. Well, you can give me your advice on how to make this room prettier, because this is literally a room that we only use for calling, and I usually lock myself up in here when I don't want my husband to interrupt me when he's at home, and I only have lessons and meetings in here. But it is so ugly and I always feel terrible here, so I don't normally work here. I try to avoid this room as much as possible, but I think it would be really nice if this room was more appealing to me, because I could really make it my home office that I could use for deep work, because, well, I have two other places where I work. One is like a literal home office where I have my desk and where my husband also has his desk and we both work there. But again, it's not a place where you could like focus for the deep work, because the dogs are running around. When my husband's at home, which is Mondays and Fridays, it's impossible to focus. Yeah, and then I have another desk in our bedroom, which is my walking desk, because I have the walk-in pad there. And since breaking my big toe, by the way, I don't know if you knew, but I broke my toe 2 months ago, so now it's quite alright. I can already walk, but if I walk for more than 30 minutes a day on that walking pad, I'm in agony. So all I can do is walk for 30 minutes and then have a rest, because well, my toe is not ready to walk distances just yet. It's 4 p.m. I have just finished my last cup of coffee of the day. I usually try to have the last one by 4 the latest, and as you can see, I'm still working. And if you're wondering what I'm working on, now I'm actually planning my YouTube videos for March and April, and I always do it in bulk. So now I'm preparing the topics and the materials, the presentations, and hopefully this or next week I will be doing the recording and the editing, and then I give all the videos and materials to my assistant, and she makes newsletters with it, she makes IG posts, and she processes it, terrible word, and that's it. It takes so many hours, you have no idea. So that's what I have been working on, and when I'm done with the first 3 to 4 presentations, I will move on to doing feedbacks for my students in individual language mentoring, and also I'll be preparing new assignments for the upcoming week for them. And later on I will be doing some other work, because there's always something that I need to have done, and actually it's been over, I don't know, 4 years since the last time my to-do list was actually empty. So I never take full weekends off, I never take even full weeks off, like even when I'm on holiday I work. So well, that's the reality of being a business owner, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I really love it. It's like you get used to it and it becomes part of you, and well, now it's part of my identity, so I don't feel any need to change anything. Hello and good morning. It's already Tuesday. As I said yesterday, I basically just spent the rest of the day working, and in the evening I went out with the dogs and with my mom, and afterwards at like 8-9 p.m. we started watching a new TV show. And I mean, my husband and I, and we are obsessed with TV shows, or I am obsessed with TV shows, and since he's my husband and we spend the evenings together, he's gotta be obsessed as well. And I have 3 tips for you. We have just watched the best shows. The first one is The Boys. I highly recommend it. Second one is Reacher. I loved it even more. And the third one we have just started watching is Ted Lasso, and I'm in love already. And please give it a shot. I am really skeptical when I read descriptions of shows, and especially with the 3 I have just named. I was really skeptical and I put off watching it for like forever, and then I was like, okay, so we don't have anything else to watch, so we might as well watch these. And the only thing I'm sorry about is that we had not started earlier. It was perfect. And as you can see, I'm already all dressed up and ready. It's already 8 a.m. I'm about to have my breakfast and then I'm gonna head out and I'm gonna go to Prague to see my two best friends, Daya and Domcha, so I'll be bringing you along. Good morning, it's already Wednesday and I am so full of energy from yesterday. It was again one of the best days of my life because literally every time I spend time with my two best friends, Daya and Domcha, it feels like the world has stopped and we are just enjoying the moment together, because we are basically in a long distance relationship since Daya lives in Brno, Domcha lives in Teplice and I live in Pilsen, so it's quite impossible to get together more often than few times a year, and we have the habit of meeting up in Prague and spending the day together. And yesterday was no exception. The only difference was that Daya was actually celebrating her birthday, so Domcha and I decided to make the day as convenient and enjoyable as possible for her, for our birthday girl. And we met up at the train station and we went for lunch to Spojka, because there are a lot of options even for vegetarians and vegans, and we had the best, well, I don't want to speak for them, but I had the best lunch, not only lunch, but generally the best dish of my life. I got Wellington. And Wellington is something that I have been dreaming of tasting since I was like 15 and I watched MasterChef for the first time. And Wellington is in every season and it's one of the most difficult dishes, but again one of the most exquisite ones. And I never had the chance to try it since I had never seen it on the menu until yesterday when it was finally there, so I just had to have it. And let me tell you, my expectations were high, but it met all my expectations and it was the yummiest dish of my life. Oh my god. After lunch we went for shisha to Cloud Room. We always go to Cloud Room. We like it there, but another reason is that no other shisha place is opened this early and we usually go there at like 1 or 2 p.m. and we had a lot of drinks. I loved it so much and we were just talking. We were laughing so hard that we were tearing up, and these are the moments I live for and I'm so grateful to have them. And on top of that, they are amazing English tutors and I have them on my team, and therefore I think that Výuka AI Online is so successful because like having these amazing teachers contributes to having amazing and extremely satisfied clients. And well, I'm sorry, I'm just so grateful that I'm at a loss for words. Anyway, I came back home really late, like 7 p.m. and I was suffering from severe headache, so I basically just relaxed, had dinner, and I went to bed early. And that brings me to today, which started off terribly. I had to go to the doctor's because I had an appointment for 7 a.m. So I had to wake up really early, really rush to the doctor's office, where I was waiting for 2 hours and they didn't call me in. So, and I had lessons scheduled, so I couldn't just spend there the whole morning. I had to go home. So after 2 hours of waiting, I had to leave, go home and get ready for my lessons. And now I'm gonna have to go there again. I was a bit worried that it might be a problem because I went to an extraction of my birthmark and this was supposed to be a checkup. but I guess I'm not gonna have it because I don't have time to go there any other day this week. But it's okay, I'm gonna go there next week so they can remove the stitches, but I really hope that I won't spend there the whole morning because I really don't have time for that, and I'm really getting desperate with all the appointments I've had in the past weeks and that I'm gonna have up in the upcoming weeks. It's crazy and it's like a waiting game and I hate waiting. So like I can handle tons of work, I can handle that, but what I can't handle is waiting and wasting my time. I'm sorry for being so negative, but this is something that really gets on my nerves, but luckily I had the best lessons with my students. They always boost my spirits and I just love talking to them. I had 2 lessons with Jancha. I'm getting her ready for her long-term stay in Bali. She wants to improve her fluency and accuracy as well, so we are having conversational lessons and we combine conversation with some grammar practice. And with Gaia, I'm preparing her for her maturita exam, so we spend the lesson just talking about the topics she needs to be talking about there. And now I'm gonna be working on feedbacks for my students in individual language mentoring, and I'm gonna have a really boring day. I thought I was gonna go to my co-working office, but I might not go because I'm not gonna be having any problems concentrating. And on top of that, I'm really not feeling that well. So I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna stay at home. So I might take you there tomorrow, but no promises because I always change my mind. Another regular part of my daily routine is a walk with my 2 dogs, and most times I go for the walk with my husband, but at least 3 to 4 times a week it's just up to me because he's away. And it's mainly Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and since it's Wednesday today, I actually hate these 3 days because I'm home alone and I really hate it. So I try to get my spirits up by, yeah, walking and listening to music, but mainly exchanging voice messages with Damcha and Daya, as you can see, who you could see in the last vlog. Lizzie, Betty, jdeme! Jdeme! Betty, ke mně! And I would love to continue, but I'm afraid you won't hear me, so I'm gonna have to stop recording here. I really wanted to use my time efficiently and talk to you when I want to walk, but the wind was crazy. It was impossible to talk. So to make it brief, all I wanted to say is that I know it seems that I'm only working, but which is true for the most part, but I always do 2 things, and that is like the walks, as I've shown you, and workouts. I work out every day, and I can't do that right now because, as I told you, I had my birthmarks removed, and therefore it needs to heal first, and then I can again sweat. And since it was on my back, I cannot really use my back muscle, it cannot stretch, and well, that's all there is to it, and I just have to be patient. So that's the only thing you won't see me doing in this vlog, even though I do it all the time, and that's working out. I'm about to take a nap. It's only 4 p.m, but I'm totally drained, and one thing I've learned over the past couple of months is that, like, trying to work when you're literally falling asleep every minute is everything but productive, and actually taking a nap for 20 minutes can be super helpful. And thanks to taking this break, I can get more work done than if I just tried like powering through and working anyways. So that's a tip for you if you're ever super tired and you can take a break and take a nap. I know that if you work at a company, for example, you cannot just go and take a nap. But if you, for example, work from home and it's possible, then do it. It's already Thursday, the afternoon actually, and Betty dost misto. It's Thursday, the afternoon actually, and the last clip you could see was from yesterday when I was just about to take a nap, and the nap was so amazing. I woke up energized after 40 minutes. Like, let me tell you, naps are the best thing ever, the best cure for tiredness. Coffee doesn't help me anymore, but naps, they are amazing. But still, like I told you that I'm not gonna exercise because of the extraction of my birthmarks, but yesterday it had already been a week since then, and I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna do a proper workout, but I could do just a little bit of cardio on a stationary bike. I'm not gonna sweat that much, and so I went ahead and did a 30-minute long cardio session on my stationary bike, and it felt amazing. I did my best not to sweat so much because I didn't want it to heal badly just because I couldn't restrain from exercising, but it was alright. I think the doctors just tend to scare us regarding exercise way too much for some reason that I don't get. But I am just about to finish an amazing book. It's from the series Prison Healer. It's actually the first book, and I can highly recommend it. If you like fantasy, for example, like Harry Potter, then definitely try this book. You will love it. And right after, I basically just spent the rest of the evening working. I think I was working until 9:30 p.m. because then my husband called me that he's coming back from Karlovy Vary, and we basically spent his whole journey from Vary to Pilsen on the phone, and we were just chatting, and I love my husband so much. It's just like, I'm not gonna go into a lot of details here, but when I was a young girl, I had always dreamt of having this amazing husband, and well, he's more than I could have ever hoped for. And he arrived really late, and so I went to bed at midnight, which is like super late for me, and I didn't have a good night's sleep at all. I woke up at 5:45 because I needed to get up already because I had some morning lessons, and I just couldn't sleep knowing that well, the time is running out. And to be honest, I always prefer waking up early to rushing through the morning just because you had 30 to 60 minutes more sleep. I love to do my proper morning routine. Even though I'm tired, it's always better for me to start the day off right. I really enjoyed my morning lesson because one of the lessons that I was getting up for was cancelled. I didn't mind though, but the first one was amazing. It was with Carol, and she's a student who's taken conversational lessons with me, and today's topic was her ex-boyfriends and generally her dating stories, and we laughed so hard. I loved it. And in the afternoon, actually in like 2 hours, I'm about to have 2 more sessions, actually neuro-language coaching sessions with 2 of my students, and I'm excited for that as well. With one of those students, I'm practicing linking words such as however, although, because, and so on, because she wants to speak more fluently and she wants to link her sentences more like native speakers do. And with the second one, we're gonna be practicing debating, so agreeing, disagreeing. I have prepared some controversial topics, so I believe that's gonna be also super fun. And one more thing I forgot to mention, like my husband and I, we are so lucky this year regarding materialistic things, and I wouldn't say I'm a materialist. I make a lot of money because I have my own business. He also has his own business, but we never really treat each other. But this year, each of us got their own car. I got my own car in November, and I'm in love with it. It's like actually my first proper car. I had my first car when I was 18, but it was a really terrible car. But like it got me everywhere I needed to go. I don't mean to complain, but this is like a whole other level. And my husband got a new car like a day ago. So this was the first time I drove it and I could properly see it. And I'm in love. Like, I have a soft spot for big SUV cars, and this is just that kind of a car, and I'm so impressed and I'm so grateful that we can afford such things, and I already cannot wait for all the road trips we're gonna make with these cars. It's Sunday. I know you may be wondering, well, shouldn't it be Friday in this vlog? It should, but I didn't record anything on Friday and on Saturday for two reasons. On Friday I was super busy and there was nothing interesting for me to tell you, and on Saturday I was busy with my husband, and I think I mentioned it in one of my previous vlogs, but I am really shy in front of my husband, and since we spend our Saturdays together, I cannot just film a vlog, you know? But I have a few clips and I'm gonna give you a brief overview of what happened in those past 2 days. Let's start with Friday. As I already mentioned, I was super busy on Friday. I was doing a lot of things, and I was also recording my videos for YouTube, and this always takes me so much time because I am doing, let's say, 4 to 5 videos in one go, and well, you know, then I edit it, I have to publish it, get it ready and all that kind of stuff, so it takes a lot of time, you have no idea. I would say that like this whole like content and marketing process in my business is at least, let's say, half of my work time. So I hope you appreciate all the content I'm making for you, because it takes me tons of time, but I really love it, especially when you give me feedback. And after, in the evening, I had a lesson with my new teacher, Stuart. I'm in love with him. He's so funny, and we have 60-minute long lessons, which I originally thought would be too long for me, because I'm the type of person that gets bored really easily, and I didn't think I would actually enjoy a 60-minute long lesson. But with him, it goes by so quickly, it's impossible. This time I actually wanted to finish 15 minutes earlier because of a dinner that I'm gonna tell you about, but yeah, I totally lost track of time and we didn't finish early, so I was in a bit of a rush when I started getting ready. But the thing is, my husband planned a dinner with his clients, and he said that I should go with him because we could have some fun, and like I was like, okay, I could go. And like, fun fact about me, I don't really enjoy going out with strangers, you know? I'm more of an introverted person, and I love my people, I love my friends, and I would spend all the time in the world with them. But when it comes to strangers, I'm like, I'm not enjoying it. And this was exactly the type of dinner. I was really hopeful that we would vibe together, but we didn't. So it turned out to be a little of suffering. Especially because the restaurant was extremely crowded. There was a special kind of event, something like a ball, I have no idea. And it was so loud, we couldn't even hear each other at the table, and there were people running around and pushing us around, and it was terrible. And on top of that, my dinner, I ordered a steak and potatoes and a sauce, mushroom sauce, and it was disgusting. Like, I wanted my steak to be medium, and it was over well done. I couldn't even swallow it. It was disgusting, but I didn't want to return it because we had been waiting for it for like an hour after we ordered it because it was so crowded. So like, just the thought of waiting for another hour to get a replacement, and I was starving at that point. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I ate it, but I felt sick afterward, and it only made me feel more miserable, and it felt really horrible. So not gonna lie, I went home feeling frustrated and sad and a mix of all that. But luckily on Saturday morning I woke up feeling fine. I had a good night's sleep, and I got ready for my 2 appointments. First one of them was that I had my nails done, and second of it was that I had my eyelashes done. I love lash lifting. It's one of my favorite procedures, and I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not wearing any makeup, any mascara whatsoever, and I think that I look quite okay, quite well groomed, even though I'm not, but it is up for you to decide. So if you want to try lash lifting, I could only recommend it, and I love my new nails. Then my husband picked me up and we went home because we forgot our bags for shopping, and I really hate buying bags, so if I don't have a bag, I don't go shopping. So we had to go through the whole city to get our bags. We went to Lidl, and since it was the Italian week, which is one of my favorites, we spent so much money there. Like, when the cashier told us the total, I was like, what? Oof. But well, anyway, at least we have a lot of good food at home, but it was shocking. And then we took our dogs for a walk as always, and originally we wanted to go to a chocolate festival, which was my idea, but I changed my mind because it was already 5 p.m. because I forgot to mention one thing. I spent a lot of time like cooking and baking and cleaning, and I was so tired because basically I didn't even have time for a coffee, which is a big deal for me. I usually drink like 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day, and that day on Saturday it was 3 p.m. and I still hadn't had my first cup of coffee at that point. So I was pretty tired, and after the experience from the night before on Friday from the crowded restaurant, I really wanted to avoid crowds, and since the chocolate festival was in a shopping center and it was Saturday afternoon and the weather was terrible, I was like, oh no, it's gonna be loaded with people, I don't want to go through that. We had so much food at home. I was like, no, by any means we can't buy any more food and any more sweets. So I managed to persuade my husband not to go, and I just wanted to stay at home. But he remembered that a week ago I was complaining about not having enough plans for our weekend. So he said, no way, we're staying at home. And we went to our favorite shisha place. We are like, basically we're just regulars these days because we go there every Saturday. It's lame, but I love it there. It's Yoshi Lounge, and they have the best shishas, and actually it's the place where I fell in love with cocktails. I had never really been a fan of alcohol or any cocktails whatsoever, but since I had my first cocktail there, I have been loving it, and it is actually the only place where I enjoy cocktails. So we always have a shisha and a cocktail, and I tried another one and I was super satisfied because like a shisha and a deep talk with my husband and a good cocktail, that's a success formula for my eternal happiness. And today is Sunday. Sunday is a work day for us. I usually do some cleaning on Sundays, and I do my jizz ritual, like getting my shit together ritual, which is like keeping track of my finance and doing some weekly accountability check-ins and weekly recaps and planning ahead for the next week. And I do what's necessary for, you know, for my business. Today was finally the day when I went to the co-working office again, because I cancelled my membership for like 2 months and I renewed my membership on Wednesday. And I really wanted to go there on Wednesday, but I was so lazy to go to the office, and I was trying to persuade myself to go all these days, like on Thursday, on Friday, and I didn't. And I was like, no way, I'm not gonna go today. So I went and I enjoyed it so much. There has been some changes again, and I really like going there. I don't know why it's always so hard for me to actually get out and go there, because once I'm there, I'm so happy to be there. But at that moment, I don't know, tell me if you can relate. I think some of you can relate with working out. For me, it's basically the same. I love working out, but actually making myself to start now and go work out is the worst, even though I enjoy the workout to the fullest. Yeah, so that would be the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It must be super long. I'm actually pretty anxious about seeing how long it ends up being. Please, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because it means a lot to me, and filming these vlogs is extremely time-consuming and I am basically doing it for you, so it would be a huge help if I would see feedback from you guys. And I can't wait for another vlog, so I really hope you enjoyed it.